But Trusty Spade, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to Bob Dylan's San Francisco press conference in 1965. This was recommended to me by a few commenters on my most recent Bob Dylan reaction, which was to Highway 61 Revisited, his perhaps most famous and acclaimed album. If you're new here, I've been going on a Bob Dylan journey for the first time, despite being a music nerd who listens to a ton of different stuff from the mainstream to the niche. I've managed to avoid Bob Dylan for most of my life up till now, and I thought it was time to change that. I've been through his first 6 records now, and I thought, before hopping into the kind of legendary Blonde on Blonde, I'd check out a few other things. So I wanted to start with this press conference that was recommended to me. I've never watched a musician give a press conference. It's almost kind of a novel concept to me. So I'm very curious to see what he has to say for an hour. I'm not really someone who, as I've gotten, reached adulthood and become an adult, I don't really pay attention to a lot of what musicians are doing outside of the music, like, to an extent. And I'm interested as a student of pop culture in, like, conversations around pop culture and pop identity and things like that. But I don't necessarily, even as much as I love, Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails, I don't really keep up with everything he's doing, all the interviews he gives. Part of this is a death of the author, like keeping my own distance from, don't put anyone on a pedestal, kill your idols kind of idea. And part of it's just been how I've gotten used to kind of conducting myself. So this is a kind of interesting, novel idea to get this insight. Especially, I know Bob is only going to be in his mid-20s at this time as well, which will be interesting. If people enjoy this, if you enjoy this, let me know if you'd be interested in seeing me react to I think it's called The Other Side of the Mirror, Newport Folk Festival kind of documentary performances of Bob from 1963 to 1965 that kind of chart his evolution. I had those recently recommended to me as well, and I'm thinking of watching them on my own time, but if you leave a comment saying you'd like to see it, that obviously will push me in another direction. So I don't really know what to expect from this press conference, other than that it was kind of impromptu, almost a little bit last minute. Bob was there for a show or something. Some of his performances in this era where he's transitioning into the electric with a backing band from the soul acoustic guitar folk musician that he was sort of popularly perceived as. And this is after Highway 61 came out, from what I understand as well. So that this, hugely seminal, influential record that's already kind of groundbreaking and getting tons of attention. How is he going to talk about it? What kind of questions are people going to ask? And what am I going to learn and think about following this when it comes to reflecting on his music going forward? I don't know. Let's find out. That's enough blabbing from me. If you enjoy this video, though, and if you're here and you have a good time, feel free to give a like or a subscribe or all those sorts of things. Or don't. Whatever you like. It's honestly, you're a free person. It's up to you. All right. That's so funny to be like, the press conference for Bob Dylan. Behold, the crowd. And it's funny, there's just, a lot of normal looking news folks. For some reason I thought it'd be like a busy room filled with like beatniks and hippies and poets. Oh, there he is! The boy himself! Robert Zimmerman.
Poet also happens to be a singer. I figure you all know, so everybody will try to ask questions about what. Well, I'm supposed to be talking to this microphone. Welcome to the first press conference. Mr. Dylan is a poet. He will answer questions about everything from atomic science to riddles and rhymes. Go.
I love that. I love that intro of, I don't know, he's going to talk about whatever. This is a poetry conference. Fuck you. We're just going in for it. That's great. That sets a great tone.
Oh my
Who's
God.
first? Come on.
I'd like to know about the cover of your forthcoming album.
You look so nervous and uncomfortable.
The one with subterranean music blues in it. I'd like to know about the the meaning of the photograph with you and wearing a Triumph T-shirt?
What would you want to know about it?
Well, I'd like to know that that's an equivalent photograph. It means something. It's got a philosophy in it. And I'd like to know visually what it represents to you, because you're a part of that.
He's so bemused.
I haven't really looked at it that much. I don't really...
I've thought about it a great deal.
Yeah, we can tell, man. We can tell you thought about it a great deal. That's so fun. And then Bob's like, brother, it's just a photo. Brother, what are you talking about? It's just a photo. I just took a photograph. What do you want to know from me? It's just a photograph. It's really good. He looks so... Like, it's not that he looks uneasy or nervous, because I think he does even here. There's a sense of he knows who he is. Composure, I'm reading in 3 minutes into the video. But he does look like... It's funny to take on this level of focus and then kind of look a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit like you want to run into the wind and blow off into the smoke of the sky. Which is kind of the energy. He looks ready, he looks like a 1930s hobo with a bindle, ready to jump from train car to train car in this moment. And, that's a kind of, in one sense, a curated aesthetic. But it is also, I think, true to who he is and who he feels like as this young man. I think, I'm young. I'm, in my late 20s. We've got a few years left. I'm Gen Z, but I think he's younger than me here, which is also kind of crazy to think about in general. All this scrutiny and thought being put into, sometimes you just take a photo. Sometimes the art just needs to speak for itself, which doesn't mean doing the, there's that horrible thing where they're like, why are they trying to get you to analyze why the door was blue? Because there is a lot of thought put into things, but sometimes the thought and the feeling, even if it is deliberate and constructed and carefully arranged and assembled, and this is, this came up too in the idea of trying to analyze Bob's lyrics when a lot of them are trying to be more absurd and surreal, and it's more about feel than about what they actually say. That's the thing. When it's about feeling, it can be hard to articulate what exactly is the intention, and you don't need to. It doesn't need to be stated out loud, because that's not what it. If it was meant to be written out in words, it would be written out in words, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. If it was meant to be clear, it would be clear. And sometimes the lack of clarity or the lack of inherent, deep, and correct answer is the artistry itself, which is me now going way into depth and overthinking what was Bob himself going, man, you're thinking about this too much, which is very funny.
I haven't really looked at it that much. I don't really...
I've thought about it a great deal.
It was just taken one day when I was sitting on the steps, I don't really remember very too much about it.
Well, what about the motorcycle as an image in your songwriting? You seem to like that.
Oh, we all like motorcycles to some degree.
I do.
Do you think of yourself primarily as a singer or as a poet?
Huh?
No, I think of myself more as a song and dance man,
What?
Song and dance man.
These people ask insane fucking questions. Or maybe the question was, do you think of yourself more as a singer or as a poet? And that's the caption getting it wrong, which would make more sense if that's the case. Whoops. But what are you talking? What? He's like, I'm a song. You get these kind of nebulous questions and you get a nebulous answer, and then they're like, what? And I think that's very funny. He's sort of reflecting the energy of the... I don't want to, again, I'm reaching deep and going far we're only a few minutes into a 50-minute conference, but it feels like reflecting the pseudo-intellectualism back at them in a very playful way.
Why?
Oh, I don't think we have enough time to really... What's that?
You're quoted in the Chicago Daily News as saying that when you're really wasted, you may enter into another field. How wasted is really wasted, and do you foresee it?
No, I don't foresee it, but it's more or less like a ruthless type of feeling. Oh. Very ruthless and intoxicated to some degree.
The criticism that you've received for more or less leaving folk music for folk rock hasn't seemed to bother you very much. Do you
Like,
think you'll
I'm-
stick with folk rock?
I'm
Or are
just
you going
making
on into more
music.
writing?
I don't play folk rock.
What would you call your music?
I would call it, I like to think of it more in terms of vision music. It's mathematical music.
Would you say that the words were more important than the music?
That's so interesting. You know, I don't play folk rock. I think of it more as vision music. It's mathematical music. There's an equation, there's an idea, and he's finding the solution through the art, perhaps. But again, those are kind of abstract. It's so interesting to see how abstractly he can speak sort of off the cuff naturally, because that's an abstraction of music. It doesn't really like compute, even though music is vision and a lot of it is math, but it evokes a lot of feelings that I think are clearer to whatever he's trying to convey with the music he makes than is it folk music, is it folk rock music. Now, as a big music nerd, I love genres. I love getting into the nitty-gritty of genres and stuff, but they don't really matter that much when you're making the music. I think they can. I think if you're intentionally playing with the idea of genre, that's a different question, but it really shouldn't be the main marker of your identity of the music you make. Of, am I a folk musician? Am I a folk rock musician? Am I a roots rock musician? Am I a blues rock musician? What are the how do all of these, you know, differentiate? How do we atomize and sort of isolate each of these things rather than, you know, I think genres are most interesting and cool when they bleed and flow naturally rather than being sort of siloed off, which isn't what Mr. Dylan's talking about here, but I think there is that idea of just let it be itself. You know, if there are labels, let them be ways to guide music and guide listening to music rather than ways to gatekeep and systemize it.
The words are just as important as the music.
Well, so yeah, duh. I hate that question.
There'd be no music without the words.
There'd be
Which
no
do you
words
do
without
first,
music.
ordinarily?
The words.
No, interesting.
Do you think there will ever be a time when you will paint or sculpt?
Oh, yes. Oh, sure.
Do you think there'll ever be a time when you'll be hung as a thief?
You're not supposed to say that.
I love that they're all it seems like everyone's having
Do we have
fun.
a match?
I've been waiting to be able to light his smoke this whole time.
Bob, you said when you always do your words first and you think of it as music. When you do the words, can you hear it?
Can I
I
hear
mean,
the
can you sort of hear what
Yes.
music you want with
Yes.
when you do your words?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do you hear any music before you have words? Do you have any songs that you don't have words to yet?
Sometimes on very gentle instruments, not on the guitar though. Maybe something like the harpsichord or the harmonica or auto harp. I might hear some kind of melody or tune which I would know the words to put to.
You'd say that.
Yes, not with the guitar though. The guitar is too hard an instrument. I don't really hear many melodies based on the guitar.
It's so funny.
Do you sit down just to write a song, or do you just write it on inspiration?
I'm more or less writing on a lot of things.
I think that's a thing too, you know, like being an artist, a lot of the time you are inherently fickle or there's a word I'm trying to think of but I can't find it, but like not immaterial, but like you will change. You won't be one thing. The things that motivate you to create. I mean, this is going to be different from artist to artist, and that's the thing too. Every artist is different. Every creative person is different. Every creator is different. And I think most people can be creators and artists, even if they aren't right now. I think that's in everyone. That's not something that's just like a select few are able to do. But like, it's unique to almost every individual. And then you're gonna different things are going to happen. Sometimes you're going to be motivated to write a song because of a feeling. Sometimes it's going to be on a whim. Sometimes it's going to come out of nowhere. Sometimes you're going to spend a long time thinking about it. And the idea that there's ever going to be this one right answer to give in an interview is kind of one of those farcical things about existing in the pop mainstream, I guess. That like, why this question gets asked a million times and there's never going to be a right unifying answer, but we keep asking it because at the end of the day, it still is interesting.
What poets do you dig?
Oh, Rambo, I guess, W.C. Fields.
I don't think you said Rambo.
The family, you know, the trapeze family in the circus.
I would not know how to answer that question.
Smokey Robinson. Allen Ginsberg.
Smokey Robinson and Ginsberg together are good answers.
Charlie Rich is a good poet.
In a lot of your songs, you're hard on a lot of people. Like in Like a Rolling Stone, you're pretty hard on the girl. And in Positively Forced, you're pretty hard on the supposed friend. Are you hard on them because you want to torment them or because you want to change their lives and make them know themselves?
I want to needle them.
Yeah, that comes through. Look at me, me and Bob are sitting
Do you
together.
still sing your older songs?
No. No. I just saw a songbook last night. I don't really see too many of those things, but there's a lot of songs in those books I haven't even recorded, you know. I've just written down, you know, and put little tunes to it, and they've published them. I haven't sung them, though. A lot of the songs I just don't even know anymore, even the ones I did sing. There doesn't seem to be enough time, you know.
Did you change your program when you went to England?
No, no, I finished it there. That was the end of my older program. I didn't change it. It was developed, and by the time we got there, it was more or less. I knew what was going to happen all the time, you know. I knew how many encores there was, you know, which songs they were going to clap on loudest, and all those kind of things.
On a concert tour like this, do you do the same program night after night?
Oh, sometimes it's different. I think we'll do the same one here in this area, though.
Did you in England do any of the songs like Subterranean?
No, I didn't work with the band there.
Will you be working with the band here?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
In a recent Broadside interview, Phil Oakes said you should do films. Do you have any plans to do this?
No, I don't. I do have plans to make a film, but not because anybody said I should do them.
Yeah. How soon will this be?
Next year, probably.
Can you tell us what it'll be about?
It'll be just another song.
The film will be just another song.
You dig flicks. Who are the people making films that you dig particularly?
Truffaut. I really can't think of any more people. Italian movie directors, you know, but not too many people in England or the United States, which I can really think that I would dig.
You did Elton Chaplin bit as an exit line in one of your concerts once.
I did?
Did you get Chaplin?
It must have been an accident. I have to stay away from that kind of thing.
Damn.
Oh, that's pretty. Well, thank you very much.
You like Spallini?
Is that taken right here with the Polaroid? Good God, I must leave right away.
Oh my God.
What do you think of people that analyze your songs? Do they usually end up with the same
Oh,
meaning that you wrote, or?
I welcome them with open arms.
University of California mimeographed the lyrics to all the songs on the last album and had a symposium discussing them. Do you welcome that?
Oh, sure. I'm just kind of sad I'm not around to be a part of it, but
It would have been pretty wild if you had done it.
Yeah.
That's really cute. Aw, I think that's so great too. He's open to interpretation. He wants people to take time to think and analyze and just hear it. Like, I mean, what I hear there is that he loves finding what people find in his art that just comes to him in so many different ways, and seeing what they make of it, especially if there isn't, you know, that level of meaning. Because again, part of what making art is, I feel like, isn't just knowing what the meaning is going to be that you're going to evoke in people. That's hard to do. It's making work that you feel deeply about and you know might make other people feel deeply in different ways, in new ways, that are exciting that you couldn't have even conceived that. And I don't know, I see that so much right here.
Josh Dunson, in your new book, Freedom in the Air, implies that you have sold out to commercial interests and the topical song movement. Do you have any comments here?
Well, no comments, no arguments.
He's not even going to argue with it.
I certainly don't feel guilty.
If you were going to sell out to a commercial interest, which one would you choose?
That's right.
Bob?
Ladies' garments.
Bob, have you worked with any rock and roll groups?
Professionally?
Or just sitting in or on concert tours with them or sitting in with their sessions?
No, I don't usually play too much.
That's the band's job. The band's job.
Do you listen to other people's recordings of your songs?
Sometimes. A few of them I've heard. I don't really make it I don't really come across it that much, though.
Is it a strange experience?
The Hendrix watch.
No. It's like more or less like a heavenly kind of thing.
What do you think of Joan Baez's interpretations of your earlier songs?
Sorry, I mean, I wanted to come back. That's such a funny question to ask of someone who's clearly already spent part of their career thinking about the legacy of like American songcraft and American songwriting and the nature of recreation, reinterpretation, and reinterpolation. I don't want to get into this in this video because it'll probably come up in a more cohesive way another time. The idea that anyone owns a song is crazy modern, like, capitalist thinking. For most of history, if you wrote a song and other people learned it and played it, that was awesome. That's how the song continued to exist, because you didn't have ways to digitally record it and write it down as like, this is mine for all of time. And so, like, I think Bob is in the living, like, memory of doing that, of songs that are handed down by being relearned and relearned. And again, I'm kind of thinking about this a lot because I've been listening to John Fahey recently, but so much of his music's about preservation and relearning and reinterpreting traditional American music. And that wouldn't be possible if there was this idea that, like, oh, other people are doing your songs. So of course he doesn't feel weird about it. It's part of the legacy that he is in. Which I just think it's funny that that even has to be asked. And, you know, this is an issue that's gotten worse and worse. I mean, so often when people, you know, rather than talking about the actual mechanisms of the industry that are a problem and the structure of the music industry and the pop industry and the entertainment industry, we focus so much on ownership of creative ideas, which is like not what creativity and art historically was ever about. Ownership was like not the central conceit. And it's become so dominant in our current, you know, economic form, and it's a bummer. It sucks. So it's cool to see Bob, you know, I think, you know, in his way understands that. Now they're asking about Joan Baez.
What do you think of Joan Baez's interpretations of your earlier songs?
You mean the one I haven't heard her latest album, or the one before that. I heard one, she does them all right, I think.
She does them all right. Yeah, good. It's like there's too much in this question for me.
Colors.
I don't know what you're
Colors? What do I think of Donovan Colors?
Oh.
Do you think he's a good poet of love ballads?
No.
I don't know who he is, but damn.
He's a nice guy, though.
Oh, good.
I'm shattered.
Huh?
I'm shattered.
Well, you needn't be.
Are there any young folk singers or rock groups that you would recommend for us to hear?
I'm glad you asked that. Oh yeah, there's the Sir Douglas Quintet.
I'll check them out.
I think are probably the best that are going to have a chance of reaching commercial airwaves. They already have with a couple songs.
What about Paul Butterfield's group?
They're good.
Paul Butterfield group?
Mr. Dillon, you call yourself a completely disconnected person. Would you like to
No,
elaborate?
I didn't call myself that. They should have drove those words in my mouth. I saw that in the paper.
How would you describe yourself? What is it that you have you analyzed this? Why you appeal to people?
I certainly haven't. No.
Mr. Dillon, I know you dislike labels, and probably rightly so, but for those of us who are well over 30, could you label yourself and perhaps tell us what your role is?
Well, sort of label myself as well under 30.
Damn, you just said it.
And my role is to, to just stay here as long as I can.
That's right, brother. That's right, brother. Good label. You're doing good so far.
Phil Oak's concern that he expressed in a recent broadside having to do with the fact that, well, he feels that it becomes increasingly dangerous for you to... You can't hear?
No.
Phil Oakes wrote something in a recent broadside magazine to the effect that you have twisted so many people's wigs that he feels that it becomes increasingly dangerous for you to perform in public before an audience.
Well, that's the way it goes,
Like, all right. That's how it is.
I can't apologize, certainly.
Did you envision a time when you would give 5 concerts in one area like this within 10 days?
No. No, this is all very new to me.
If you were draftable at present, do you have any feelings of what your actions might be?
No. I probably just do what had to be done.
What would that be?
Well, I don't know. I never really speak in terms of what if, so I don't really know.
You're considered by many people to be symbolic of the protest movement in the country for the young people. Are you going to participate in the Vietnam Day Committee demonstration in front of the Fairmont Hotel tonight?
I'll be busy tonight.
I believe he has a concert he'll be playing.
Are you planning any demonstrations?
Well, we thought of one. We thought of one. I don't know if it could be organized in time.
Could you describe it?
Well, it was a demonstration where I'd make up the cards. They have a group of protesters here, perhaps carrying cards with pictures of Jack of Diamonds on them, an ace of spades on them, pictures of mules, maybe words, and maybe about 30,000 of these things printed up, and just picket. Carry the signs and picket.
What words?
In front of the post office. What?
What words?
Oh, words. Camera. Microphone. Loose. Just words. Names of some famous people. Huh? I'm sorry.
Oh, do you consider yourself a politician?
Jesus.
Do I consider myself a politician? Well, I guess so. I have my own party, though.
That's right, too. Cool. I was expecting him to say no.
There's no presidents in the party. There's no presidents or vice presidents or secretaries or anything like that, so it makes it kind of hard to get in.
Is there any right wing or left wing to that party?
No, it's more or less in the center. kind of on the uppity scale.
Uppity scale.
Do you think your party could end the war with China?
War? I wasn't aware of a war with China in the 60s.
I don't know. I don't know if they have any people over there that would be in the same kind of party. You know? So it might be kind of hard to infiltrate. I don't think my party would ever be approved by the White House or anything like that.
Anyone else in your party?
Anyone else in this party? No, most of us don't even know each other, you know. It's hard to tell who's in it, who's not in it.
Do you recognize them when you see them?
White House.
Oh, you can recognize the people when you see them.
Are there still tickets available for your concerts in this area?
I don't know. I would imagine so. Maybe for some, I guess.
How long do you think before your party will win?
Gee, I don't know. I could answer that, you know, but it would mean something different probably for everybody, so we want to keep away from those kind of things here.
What did you mean when you said, I don't think things can work out in an interview recently in Chicago Times?
I don't know.
Talking about-
What things were we talking about?
You said, I don't think things can turn out, I've accepted it, it's a sadness.
No,
Sort of
no,
like
no,
having
no.
no
No, it's not. I don't think things can turn out. I don't think anything you plan ever turns out the way you plan it. That's all.
Is this your philosophy?
No. No. Doesn't mean anything.
He's like, man, don't just start bringing up random stuff I said, because I get asked so many questions. And I just be saying things, okay? I gotta say something to all of it. Don't take it all so seriously. And then they just are like, but you said this thing. You said this thing before. He's like, I know I did.
Do you think that it's fun to put on an audience?
I don't know. I've never done it.
I
wrote a song called Baby, You've Been On My Mind.
Yeah.
You didn't record it, right?
No.
Do you sing it in concert? Have you?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. No.
Are the concerts fun still?
Yeah. Concerts are much more fun than they used to be.
Do you consider them more important than your albums, for instance?
No. It's just a kick to do it now. The albums are the most important.
Because they reach more people?
No, because it's all concise, very concise. And it's easy to hear the words and everything. There's no chance of the sound interfering. Whereas in the concerts, we've played some concerts where sometimes they have very bad halls, you know, and microphone systems. So it's not that easy for somebody to come and just listen to a band as if they were listening to one person, you know.
Will you make all those lyrics of songs available in a book sometime?
Oh, they all are, yeah. They all are.
You say you no longer sing your older songs. Do you consider them less valid than the ones you're putting out now?
No, I just consider them something else in themselves, you know, for in another time, another dimension.
Yeah, he's just, you know, he's chasing his muse. He doesn't need to get stuck in one mode. And it's not that he's rejecting those songs. And then, again, people are so binary. He's not rejecting these songs. He might play them again in the future. Who knows? They're just not the space he's in right now, so he's not going to play them till he's in the space. And I think it's cool when artists can be so true to their muse like that. And I think Bob clearly made that so central to his ethos very early on, and I really respect that. I respect it a lot.
It would be kind of dishonest for me to sing them now, because I wouldn't really feel like singing them.
What is the strangest thing that ever happened to you?
You're gonna get it.
But what is the weirdest thing
that
that
ever
ever
happened? I'll talk to you about it later.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't do that to you.
And I think you said
What
brought you
areas
here
of
as a
music
friend.
that you haven't gotten into do you hope to get into?
Writing symphony with different melodies and different words, different ideas, all being the same, which just roll on top of each other and underneath each other.
It's crazy that they went, we're going super, super zoomed in here. Look at his little baby face. Like, I think some of this might be a little bit smoothed out from, like, processing to make this HD in the year of our Lord 2026, but look at that little baby.
Mr. Dillon, when will you know that it's time to get out of the music field and into another field?
When I get very dragged.
When you stop making money?
No, when my teeth get better. You know, or God, just when something makes a drastic, when I start to itch, you know, when something just goes to a terrifying turn, and I know it's got nothing to do with anything, and it's time to leave.
The moment comes.
You say you're going to write symphonies.
Yes.
Is this in terms of we think of symphony?
I'm not sure. Well,
I'm just thinking.
Songs which are all written, you know, as a part of a symphony, different melodies, different changes, with words or without them, you know. But the end result being a total. I mean, they say that my songs are long now, you know. Well, I mean, sometime it's just bound to come up with one. It's going to be, you know, one whole album consisting of one song. I don't know who's going to buy it.
I would.
Time to leave.
What's the longest song you recorded?
Bob Dylan just predicted Dope Smoker. Bob Dylan just predicted Mirror Reaper by Bell Witch. Bob Dylan just predicted a bunch of jazz albums, like A Love Supreme. I'm out. There's probably a lot more that I can't think of off the top of my head. But he's anticipating. I mean, A Love Supreme is coming out this year, so I wonder if Bob knew anything about that. Was Bob paying attention to free jazz and Coltrane? I hope so. I hope he was.
I don't know. I don't really check those things. They just turn out long.
Yeah, it's not at the front of his mind.
I guess I've recorded one about 11, 12 minutes long. Hollis Brown is pretty long on my second record. And With God on Your Side was kind of long. But none of them are, I don't think there was as much into anything as Desolation Row was, and that was long too.
I'm gonna say Desolation Row.
Song shouldn't seem long, you know. It just so happens that it looks that way on paper. That's all. The length of it doesn't really have anything to do with it.
Doesn't this give you a problem when issuing writers?
No, they're just ready to do anything that I put down now, so they don't even care.
Yeah, he's got the name recognition, baby.
But what happens if they have to cut a song in half, like Subterranean Homesick Blues for
They
the single?
didn't have to cut that in half.
Well, but they didn't have to, but they did.
No, they didn't. No. You're talking about Like a Rolling Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they cut it in half for the disc jockeys.
For the radio single.
Well, you see, that song, it didn't matter for the disc jockeys if they had it cut in half. Because the other side was just a continuation on the other side, and if anybody was interested, they could just turn it over and listen to what really happens, you know. But we just made a song the other day which came out 10 minutes long. And I thought of releasing it as a single, but there was just... They would have easily released it and cut it up, but it wouldn't have worked that way, so we're not going to turn it out as a single. It's called Freeze Out.
Ooh. Song mentioned, song unfamiliar to me mentioned. We're gonna quickly pull it up, see if Freeze Out. Visions of Johanna, which I think is on Blonde. Okay, so that's a working title of Blonde on Blonde track. Exciting, something to look forward to.
You'll hear it on the next album.
There you go. Confirmed.
Of all the people who record your compositions, who do you feel does most justice to what you're trying to say?
I think Manfred Mann. Manfred Mann. They've done the songs. They've done about 3 or 4, and each one of them has been right in context of what the song was all about.
What was it?
What's your new book about?
Oh, it's about
New book? Or else?
just about all kinds of different things.
She does not look
Rats.
pleased with that answer.
Balloons. They're about the only thing that come to my mind right now.
Is that the same book with Macmillan?
Yes, yes.
Oppress you.
No, I don't really do too many of them. I wouldn't do it if I was oppressed or depressed or there's nothing wrong here.
He's having a good time.
Seems kind of silly I'm up here, that's all, but
Okay. That really gets at it. He feels silly. He's like, why am I'm just some guy writing songs, dude. Why are you putting me up here in a press conference? I don't get it. I'm just some guy. And that comes back to the amusement of people analyzing his music or covering his music or all these things. Obviously, he doesn't think he's just some guy. But he is also just some guy. And he's like, why me? Why of all the people am I the one who's getting all this attention? It's just kind of silly. He sees it as.
How would you define folk music?
how did I define
How would you
music?
define folk music?
As a constitutional replay of mass production.
Do you call your songs folk songs?
No.
Are protest songs folk songs?
I guess if they're a constitutional replay of mass production.
Do you prefer songs with a subtle or obvious message?
With a what?
A subtle or obvious message.
I don't really prefer those kind of songs at all. A message, you mean like, what song with a message?
Well, like Eve of Destruction and things like that.
Do I prefer that to what?
I don't know, but your songs are supposed to have a subtle message.
Subtle message?
Well, they're supposed to.
Where'd you hear that?
In a movie magazine.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, we don't discuss those things here.
Are your songs ever about real people, like, occasional poetry?
Sure they are. They're all about real people.
Particular one?
Particular people? Sure. I'm sure you've seen all the people in my songs at one time or another.
Who's Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones, I'm not going to tell you his first name. I get sued.
What does he do for a living?
He's a pin boy.
Of course. Perfect way. And,
He also wears suspenders.
when I was younger, I'm still am, but like I grew up a big Nirvana fan, and so of course this makes me think of Kurt Cobain's very flippant behavior in interviews. So I would say Cobain's a little bit more directly antagonistic with a lot of the journalists and media personalities he encounters, but still this idea of I'm just gonna say whatever, man, and you're gonna have to roll with it because you're the one who freaking asked.
Can you explain your attraction as a performer and a writer?
It's attraction.
Attraction to what?
Your attraction. Your popularity, your mass popularity.
No. I really have no idea.
I don't think he gets
That's
it, man.
the truth. I always tell the truth. That is the truth.
What are your own personal hopes for the future, and what do you hope to change in the world?
Oh, hopes for the future, to be honest, you know, I don't have any hopes for the future, and I just hope to have enough boots to be able to change them. That's all, really. It doesn't boil down to anything more than that. If it did, I would certainly tell you.
What do you think of a question and answer session of this type with you as the principal subject?
I think we all have different. I think I dropped an ash on myself. Oh, well, you'll see in a minute here what happens. I'm not going to say anything about it though. What was the question?
What are you thinking about right now?
Thinking about this ash.
Right before that.
Huh? This ash is creeping up on me somewhere. I've lost touch with myself, so I can't tell where exactly it is.
Was that an inadvertent evading of the question?
No,
about
I didn't.
What you feel about meetings of this kind, question and answer sessions?
Oh no,
where you
no.
are the subject?
I just know.
You know, he just got distracted, bro.
A different idea of all the words we're using. You know, so I don't really have too much. I really can't take it too seriously because we're really. Like if I say the word house, like we're both going to see a different house. If I just say the word, right? So we're using all these other words, like mass production and moving magazine. We all have a different idea of these words too. So I don't really know what we're saying here.
Why do you bother to write?
No, it's not pointless. If you know, if you want to do it, you know, and you're there, you know, it's not pointless. I mean, no, it doesn't hurt me any.
You just said it.
Is there anything in addition to your songs that you want?
It's it's so funny how they're like, but you just said, but wait, dude, and then somebody else is like, nah, I got a question. He's just, because I mean that is true. Like, what is, you know, what are you really gleaning? But what's funny is that I do think you're gleaning some interesting ideas by the fact that he's not letting you glean too much about him or the specific what makes his process special. I think actually Bob is opening up this conversation to a lot of bigger ideas about music and creation just by being so kind of both silly and playful, but also kind of humble in a way. I don't know. It's really interesting.
To say to people?
Good luck.
You don't say that in your songs.
Oh yes, I do. Every song tails off with good luck. I hope you make it.
Why? I couldn't hit most of what you.
Who are you? Get the camera on this person over here.
What's going on with this
What
guy?
do you bother to write the poetry for if we all get different images? And we don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, because I've
anyway.
got nothing else to do, man.
Hell yeah, dude! Hell yeah! Okay, that is the fucking philosophy. He doesn't care about other people doing his music. He just wants to make his music for itself, you know? And I think that, for me, is so important. If you need to be making the music because you want to make the fucking music. If you're doing it because you want to make a paycheck, and there are people out there like that, because it's about making a paycheck or getting a certain status or famous. It doesn't hit the same as when you are making music because you want to make music. Like, yeah, people are going to interpret it different. That's not my problem. I'm making it for me, so it doesn't bother me that they might not understand. And that's the thing about the ownership, you know, if we move outside of the financial and like survival incentive that comes with why we have ownership of music and ideas and songs. Like, if you don't need to worry about making a living off of it, and you're happy making the music for you, why the fuck do you care? Like, it's not your problem. It shouldn't concern you. Or if you're making it for other people, the fact that other people are adopting it and holding on to it, and again, with the financial thing, this gets more complicated. But in the kind of simplest terms, if other people are adopting it and keeping it alive, that's exactly what you want. And I think I love seeing that Bob seems so just wise about these sorts of things in his own kind of weird, mischievous, elvish way. At such a young age. Good question. Good answer.
Huh?
A rhyme for orange.
They've been arguing about this forever.
A rhyme for orange? Just a rhyme for orange?
Is it true that you were censored from singing on the Ed Sullivan Show because they wouldn't let
I'll
you
tell you
sing what
the
you
rhyme
wanted
in a
to?
minute, man. What?
Did they censor you from singing what you wanted to on the Ed Sullivan Show?
Yes. It was a long time ago.
What did you want to sing?
I don't know. It was some song which I wanted to sing, and they said I could sing. It's more to it than just censorship there. They actually said I could sing the song, but when we went through the rehearsal of it, guy came back afterwards and says that I said I have to change it. And he said, can't you sing some folk song like the Clancy Brothers do? And I didn't know any of their songs, and so I couldn't be on the program. That's what it came down to.
Have you found that the texts of the interviews with you, which have been published, are accurate to the actual conversations?
No. No, that's another reason for I don't really give press interviews or anything, because, you know, I mean, even if you do something, there are a lot of people here so they know what's going on, but like if you just do it with one guy or a few guys, they just take it all out of context, you know? They just take it, split it up in the middle, or just take what they want to use, and they ask you a question and you answer it, and then it comes out in print that they just substitute another question for your answer. That makes you just sound like the way it's not really truthful, you know, to do that kind of thing, so I just don't do it. That's just a press problem there.
You think the entire text of your news conference today should be printed in the paper?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that, but this is just for the interviews. You know, when they do want interviews in places like Omaha or in Cincinnati, man, you know, I don't do it, and then they write bad things.
Well, isn't this partly because you're off?
The press struggling to actually, you know, accurately represent information, especially when they have a vested interest in culture war bullshit? What? Because that sells clicks? It's a lot easier to make people mad? It's a lot easier to sell inflammatory things? What? No. You're crazy. The world used to be such a different place.
Well, isn't this partly because you're often inaudible, like for most of this dialogue or monologue, you have been inaudible, and now when you're touched personally by the misquotation, your voice rises, and we can hear you.
Yeah, well, I just realized that maybe the people in the back there can't hear me.
Hey, the microphone has been picking him up perfectly, so I don't know what to tell you, guy.
That's all.
I was going to ask you whether you're, you know, in your songs you sing out.
Yes, I do.
And whether in your conversation...
Well, the songs are what I do. You see, the songs, though, is what I do.
Yeah.
Is write the songs and sing them, and perform them. That's what I do. The performing part of it could end, but like I'm going to be writing these songs and singing them on records for, you know, I see no end right now. That's what I do. Anything else just interferes with it. I mean, anything else trying to get on top of it, making something out of it, which it isn't, it just brings me down. And it's just makes it seem all very cheap.
Well, it made me feel like you were almost doing a kind of penance of silence here.
No.
For the first
I'm not one of those
part,
kind of people at all.
You don't need silence.
No silence. It's always silent where I am.
Mr. Dillon, when you're on a concert tour, how many people travel in your party? Do you travel alone, or do you have
We travel with about 12 people now.
Do the number of people seem to go with the amount of money you're making?
I didn't hear that?
The number of people seem to increase as you make more money.
Yes, of course.
It'd be like, hey, you've got more money to give around.
Why do you need so many people when you travel on
Well,
this
we have the band. We have 5 in the group, and we need other things. We have to. It's a lot of electronic equipment now, a lot of different things which have to be taken care of. So we need a lot of people. We have 3 road managers and things like that. We don't make any big public presentations, though. Like, we never come into town in the limousines or anything like that. We just go from place to place, you know, and do the shows, that's all.
You fly in your own plane? Do you have a private plane?
Yes.
Private plane? Crazy.
What?
Crazy.
You have to get in a certain type of mood to write your music.
Yeah, I guess so. certain type of mood, if you want to call it that.
Do you find that you're perhaps more creative at a certain time of the day?
Yes, yes, I feel that way.
Like a night writer?
I wouldn't say night has anything to do with it.
Have you ever sung with the Beatles?
No. Well, I think we messed.
What? Hey, well, apparently they messed around. That's so funny. I mean, I guess they're coming up at the same time. They're two big phenoms at the same time. It's very funny to just bring up the Beatles like that, though.
Around in London, but no, I don't think anything serious.
Were you ever to play a dance?
Huh?
Were you ever to play for people to dance?
No. It's not that kind of music.
It is.
Well, what can I say? You must know more about the music than I do.
I mean, to be fair, Bob, all music is dance music, baby.
How long have you been playing it?
Ooh.
Do you find that when you're writing, yes. Do you find that when you're writing that you sort of free associate often? You just let
No, it's all very clear and simple to me. These songs aren't complicated to me at all. I know what they all are all about. There's nothing hard to figure out for me. I wouldn't write anything I can't really see.
I didn't mean it that way. I meant that when you're creating a song, are you doing it more or less at a sort of a subliminal level where you're letting your mind just flow?
No, my mind
you're
goes like that.
You're very
whether I was
conscious
writing or
of each step, each word.
not. No, that's the difference in the songs I write now in the past year or so. The last year and a half, maybe two, I don't know. But the songs before, up till one of those records, I wrote the fourth record in Greece.
I was thinking
So there
of
was a
that
change
one,
there. But the records before that, I used to know what I wanted to say before I used to write the song, you see. All the stuff which I had written before, which wasn't song, which is on a piece of toilet paper when it comes out like that, that's kind of stuff I never would sing because people would, I know people just would not be ready for it. But I just went through that other thing of writing songs, and I couldn't write like it anymore. It was just too easy, and it wasn't really right. I would start out, I would know what I wanted to say before I wrote the song, and I would say it, And it never really would come out exactly the way I thought it would, but it came out, it touched it, But now, I just write a song, like I know that it's just going to be all right, And I don't really know exactly what it's all about, but I do know the minute and the layers of what it's all about.
I don't know what it's about, but I know what it's all about. Interesting. It's interesting to hear about him be a little bit more concrete about his songwriting process and approach at this time. Because it's something, I love playing music. I love playing music with other people. I love building songs with other people, but writing songs on my own has always been something I've struggled with. And I don't know. It's interesting to hear him talk about it. Almost makes me feel inspired, but we'll see if anything goes with that.
What do you think about your song, It's All Right, Ma, I'm Only Bleeding? It happens to be my favorite one.
God bless you, son.
No.
I haven't heard it for a long time. I couldn't even sing it for you, probably.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to write?
It's usually not too long time, really. I might write all night and get one song out of a lot of different things I write. How many have I written?
He's not going to answer that.
I guess. Well, there's one publisher that's got about 100. I've written about 50 others, I guess. I got about 150 songs I've written.
That's crazy.
All been published?
Well, no, no. Some of the scraps haven't been published. But I find I can't really sing that anyway because I forget it, So the songs I don't publish, I usually do forget.
Are you going to eventually take these scraps, as you call them, and make
No,
them
I've
into
forgotten
complete
the
songs?
scraps. I have to start over all the time. I can't really keep notes or anything like that.
But you can't go back to any earlier things
No,
and make them, use them in your...
No, that wouldn't be right either. Yeah, if it happens, you know.
Doug did not hear that question.
That was a very, are you the same cat that was sitting over there?
On your songs, do you get any help from the rest of your entourage?
What?
Do you get any help from the group that you play with, or do you write your songs?
Robbie, lead guitar player.
Robbie
Sometimes
Robertson.
we're playing the guitars together. Something might come up where I know it's going to be right. We just sitting around playing, so I can write up some words. I don't get any ideas though, to any kind of ideas of what I want to, you know, what's really going to happen here.
Why do you think they're so popular?
I don't know. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a newsman or anything. I'm not even a philosopher. I have no idea. I would think other people would know, but I don't think I know. You know, when you get too many people talking about the same thing, it tends to clutter up things, so I just... Everybody asks me that, so I realize they must be talking about it, so I would rather stay out of it and make it easy for them. And when they get the answer, I hope they tell me.
Has there been any more booing when you played electric
Oh, there's
guitar?
booing. You can't tell where the booing's going to come up. Can't tell at all. It comes
That's
up,
so crazy.
comes up in the
People were-
weirdest, strangest places. And when it comes up, it's quite a thing in itself.
Where is Desolation Row?
I figure there's a little boo in all of this. What?
Where is Desolation Row?
I didn't hear you.
Where is Desolation Row?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, that's someplace in Mexico. It's across the border. It's noted for its Coke factory. Coca-Cola machines sell a lot of Coca-Cola down there.
Where's Highway 61?
Highway 61 it exists. That's out in the middle of the country. Runs down to the south, goes up north.
Mr. Dillon, you seem very reluctant to talk about the fact that you're a popular entertainer, and you're a most popular entertainer.
Well, what do you want me to say?
Well, I don't understand why you
Well, what do you want me to
are
say?
reluctant
You want to say what do you want me to say about it?
Well, you seem almost embarrassed to admit that you're to talk about.
Well,
the
I'm not
fact that you're
embarrassed. I
extremely
mean, you know, what do you want exactly for me to say? You want me to jump up and say hallelujah and crash the cameras?
See, that's this one guy's been asking the most kind of financial adjacent questions, and I don't know what kind of gotcha he's looking for here. Because it's like, yeah, he's popular. He doesn't know what to do with it. I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, he has more people following him now that he's more successful because he has a bigger band and he needs more people. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, dude. And he doesn't know what to tell you either.
What do you want exactly me to say? You want me to jump up and say hallelujah and crash the
Ask him
cameras?
something interesting.
Tell me. I'll go along with you. If I can't go along with you, I'll find somebody to go along with you.
No, but I find it, you really have no idea as to why you, or no thoughts on why you're popular. That's what interests me on it.
I just haven't really struggled for that. I don't, it happened, you know? It happened like anything else happens. Just a happening. You don't figure out happenings. You dig happenings. So I'm not going to talk about
Do you
it.
feel that part of the popularity is because of an identification of your audience with you or with what you're saying or what you've been writing about?
I have no idea. I don't really come too much in contact.
He's so annoyed.
Does it make life more difficult?
No, it certainly doesn't.
Were you surprised the first time the booze came?
Yeah, they were.
Not
That was
that
at
kind of
Newport. Well, I did this very crazy thing. So, you know, I mean, I didn't really know what was going to happen.
Bringing electric guitars
they
to
certainly
Newport Folk
booed, I'll
Festival.
tell you that. You could hear it all over the place. I don't know who they were, though. And I'm certainly whoever it was, did it, you know, loud, twice as loud as they normally would. They kind of quieted it down some at Forest Hills, although they did it there too. They've done it just about all over, except in Texas, and they didn't boo us in Texas or in Atlanta or in Boston or in Ohio. They've done it just about, or in Minneapolis they didn't do it there, but they've done it a lot of
Let's
other
go
places.
Minnesota.
I mean, they must be pretty rich to be able to go someplace and boo.
I was just gonna say, why are you wasting your time and money going somewhere to get angry at an artist, man? What are you doing, people? God, people must have had so much disposable income in the 60s, apparently.
I mean, I couldn't afford it if I was in their shoes.
Right?
Other than the booing, if the audience has changed, I mean, you get screaming, you get people rushing to the stage.
You know,
Other people sing.
sometimes you get people rushing to the stage, but you just, you know, turn them off very fast. Kick them in the head or something like that. They get the
Going back
picture.
to what you said a minute ago about not really being concerned and not really knowing why you are in the midst of this popularity. That's in direct opposition to what most people who reach this level of popularity say, and I am
Well,
popular
you see,
because
a lot
they
of
feel
people,
with me, so-
start out and they try to be stars. I would imagine, like, however they have to be stars. I mean, I know a lot of those people, you know, and they start out and they go into show business for many, many reasons to be seen, you know. I started out, you know, like had nothing to do with it when I started. I started from New York City, you know, and there just wasn't any of that around. It just happened, you know. So
Don't misunderstand me. I agree with your right not to have to care. My point is that it would be somehow somewhat disappointing to the many people who think that you feel towards them the way they feel towards you, and that's the reason for your popularity. That's what they think.
Well, I don't want to disappoint anybody. I mean, tell me what I should say here.
Good. I'm with you.
Huh?
Fine.
You know, I'll certainly go along with anything, but it's I really don't have much of an idea.
You have a poster there. Does that denote
Yes, this poster somebody gave to me.
I did.
So excited.
Jefferson Airplane,
Jefferson
John
Airplane.
Handy, Quintet, and Sam Thomas, and Mystery Trend, and the Great Society are all playing at Fillmore Auditorium Friday, December 10th, and I would like to go if I could. But unfortunately, I won't be here, I don't think, but if I was here, I certainly would be there.
Do you tour in the South?
Yeah.
What's more important to you, the way that your music and words sound, or the content, the message of the work?
They're interrelated. He's going to say they're interrelated.
The whole thing while it's happening, the whole total sound of the words, what's really going down is it either happens or it doesn't happen, you know. That's what I feel is just the thing which is happening there at that time. That's what we do, you know. That is the most important thing. There really is.
This makes me think of one of my other favorite artists, which is Phil Elverum of the Microphones in Mount Erie, huge in the big Pacific Northwest experimental folk musician. And there's something on his most recent record under the Mount Erie name, Night Palace, is absolutely spectacular record. One of my favorites of the 2020 so far. My favorite record of, I think it came out in 2024 already. Jesus. But just a really special album. And there's a part where he talks about music and live music, and he says it's a waterfall. That's something that's flowing and moving. And it is just itself, it's a force of nature. And that recording it is like a statue of a waterfall, right? Taking this moving, flowing thing and putting it in a place of time where it still has these qualities. I don't know. And I don't really know what point I'm getting at here, but those ideas are prickling up and kind of burbling up in my mind, listening to Bob talk about how he feels about music, where the music, it just is. It simply exists as a thing you make. And there can be meaning and intent and all this stuff in it, but to try and pick apart the pieces instead of just looking at it more holistically can be sort of missing the point.
Anything else? I don't know if I've answered your question.
Well, you mean it might happen one time and might not happen the next time with the same song?
Nights, you know. But well, we always take good cuts for the record. the records are always made on good cuts, and in person it just, most of the time it does come across. Most of the time I do feel like, you know, playing. That's important to me. The aftermath, or whatever happens before and after, is not really important to me. Just the time on the stage and the time that we're singing the songs and performing them. Or not really performing them, even just letting them be there.
Bob, we promised to spring you at a certain time, which is now, it's now 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I'd like, incidentally, to suggest that Mary Ann Pollard explain the...
Okay, I'll go right here.
Are they all sellouts, Mary Ann, or what is the thing?
No, not quite.
Bob Dylan's press conference was videotaped in the studios of KQED San Francisco on Friday, December 3rd, 1965.
It's almost a full, that's like what, 61? Almost 61 years
The program was
60 and a
produced
half
for
years ago.
KQED by the critic and jazz columnist Ralph J. Gleason.
Everybody starts crowding around.
Huh? No. You don't need to call.
No.
Where you'll go from here. You know where it is? It's very close to where
I
you live.
thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed that very, very much. I was
Nobody
a
asked me
little
where.
bit...
I was so tempted to get up and say, where's the
You want to go?
That's what everyone wants.
You want to change these for better tickets?
Oh, you got Alex. We're off.
It's so funny. I'm glad the humor kind of efficient.
Now that's very close.
Humor translates outside of his music. And generally,
intoxicating.
Generally, I thought that this was just like it was I was kind of dreading this. I was a little bit like, I don't know if I want to watch him talk for 50 minutes, but people were saying I should, so I guess I'll do it, and I guess I'll make it into a video too, rather than watch it on 1.25 or 1.5 speed. And I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I could share it with you. Hopefully I had some interesting thoughts and commentary myself to add to Bob's kind of flowing between playful and actually more profound statements. It was really cool to have him very upfront be kind of calling into question the very nature of this press conference and of asking these sorts of questions, be engaging in this sort of activity. And in fact, I really liked the kind of like people just throwing questions nature. I'm like, I want more people to just sit down and get thrown questions in a large rather than have these one-on-one interviews that are so curated, just like a 1 hour unedited let people blab at each other, because I thought it was really interesting. Not even that it adds a context or layers to Bob's music, which I do think it does, as much as he's trying to avoid doing that or doesn't think it'll do that, but also just he had so much to say and think about the nature of music and its dialogue in journalism and with the public in general. It was really an interesting watch. It made it really kind of rewarding and fun, and I was pleased how much I was smiling and laughing and thinking. That was a great video. I can't wait to listen to Blonde on Blonde. And if you want to join me for that, then stick around. It'll be coming soon. Thank you all for watching. I've been a Trusty Spade. I'll see you around.